Greetings, PlayStation adepts. It's time for another lighthearted speculations about which games Sony will give away with PS Plus Essential and extra subscriptions in October. Let's start by looking at what we got in October in previous years. In 2024, it was WWE 2K24, Dead Space Remake, and Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. In 2023, it was the Callisto Protocol, Farming Simulator 22, and Weird West. In 2022, it was Hot Wheels Unleashed, Injustice 2, and Super Hot. Looking at this list, I have a couple of guesses about what might be given away this year. First is Farming Simulator 25, which, by the way, was recently added to Xbox Game Pass. The new part of the Farming Simulator will offer new types of equipment, gameplay features, and graphical improvements. Now players can embark on a round-the-world agricultural journey to grow rice in the fertile climate of East Asia, for example, or sow corn and wheat in the vast fields of North America or between the rivers and ponds of Central Europe. And if you get tired of working with plants, you can start raising cows, pigs, chickens, or even mighty buffalo. Secondly, considering that survival horror was given away twice in October, I think they may give it away again, and the most likely candidate is the game Tormented Souls. It's a classic survival horror game in the spirit of the first parts of Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and Alone in the Dark. In the story, the main character Caroline Walker investigates the disappearance of twin girls, moving through a terrifying mansion that has been turned into a hospital. She has to fight for her life and explore the corridors of the abandoned building. But if Sony wants to surprise subscribers and give away something more popular and desirable, there's no better candidate in the survival horror genre than the remake of Silent Hill 2, especially since October will mark exactly 1 year since the game's release. In this survival horror game, you play as James Sunderland, who receives a letter from his deceased wife Mary. She invites him to visit the small resort town of Silent Hill where they once had a good time. James goes to the town, but finds it shrouded in thick fog and filled with terrifying monsters roaming in search of victims. The game is very atmospheric and quite scary in places. Now let's take a look at the games that will be released on the same day that the PS Plus games become available for download. For PS Plus Essential, that day is October 7th, when King of Meat will be released. This crazy cooperative action game will send players to survive in a variety of dungeons filled with traps and puzzles and fight monsters there. As a reward, players will be able to obtain new abilities and equipment. The most creative players will be able to build their own dungeons, which gamers from all over the world will visit in search of treasure. As for PS Plus Extra, the games will be released on October 21st, and on that day there will be 3 major releases: Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2, Jurassic World Evolution 3, and Ninja Gaiden 4. I would be very happy if they gave away Bloodlines 2 because I really miss the vampire setting. But it's much more likely that Ninja Gaiden 4 will be included in PS Plus, which will be available with a Game Pass subscription in the fall. Now let's take a look at the games that came out a year and a half ago, because according to the documents stolen by hackers, these are the games that are likely to be included in the distribution. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade, Wrath of the Mutants. The game is based on the 2012 Nickelodeon animated series and is an expanded re-release from arcade machines. It has 3 additional levels and 6 new bosses, and as befits games about the Ninja Turtles, it can be played either solo or cooperatively with up to 4 players. Stellar Blade. The events take place in the future on Earth, ravaged by mutated monsters called biotics. The main character, Eva, goes there to fight and reclaim the planet, and at the same time uncover the mystery of the origin of the biotics and what happened on Earth. The game is filled with action, plot twists, and spectacular cutscenes, and the beautiful Eva is simply unrivaled. Grounded. This is a cooperative game where players take on the role of children who have been shrunk to the size of ants and are forced to survive in the microcosm of a suburban backyard. They must search for items, gather resources, and build a base to survive in a world full of peaceful and hostile insects. The game's graphics are cartoonish and quite pleasant, and the setting looks quite unusual compared to the tired tropes of survival in a post-nuclear war or zombie apocalypse world. In addition, Grounded has a full-fledged story campaign, and despite the fact that the game is focused on exploring the world and gameplay, specific tasks allow you to better navigate the game universe. Sea of Thieves. The game invites you to become a pirate, and in a cooperative mode for up to 4 people, set off on adventures, sail the seas and oceans, participate in naval battles, and search for treasure. Write in the comments which game you would like to see distributed, and to find out which games will officially be added to Essential, as well as which games will be added to and removed from the extra catalog. Subscribe, click the bell, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss my new videos. Play and win. See ya!